It's the best security shift, the overnight shift. It was the late 1990s, and I spent each night on my patrol route traversing from client to client through the vacant metro area streets, all the while hoping for some misguided troublemaker to come into my sphere of influence so that I could hone my security enforcement skills and have a good story to tell in the morning. As the 0200 hour passed and the bars closed up, my odds of getting in on a good security incident faded. As I focused on wrapping up my allocation of patrols by daybreak, I tuned my radio to Art Bell and Coast to Coast AM. The year 2000 was rapidly approaching, and listening to Bell and his callers created the impression that life as we knew it was coming to an end. It was a fascinating time, and though the world might survive past the year 2000, unless I could find some way to acquire clients for my security agency, my agency would not. I had started my agency with almost no upfront investment, and if I had any chance of keeping it, I needed clients and I needed them quickly. Each night, as I traversed the vacant city streets in my patrol car, the most important device for securing the future of my agency lie in the center console of my car.
Misdemeanor site.
My police scanner. Stay tuned. Soon after starting my company, I had gotten a call from an inner city car lot. It was a small, dismal, used car lot, not the type to usually pay for security. But, in response to an apparent incident, they were wanting to pay me for a patrol or two at night. Their lot was small and unsophisticated, so much so that they did not initially provide a key to their gate, an oversight that forced me to climb up their fence in order to observe the entire lot, and at least on one occasion necessitated an interesting explanation to a passing police officer who, as you might imagine, was rather interested in following up on his observation of a security officer climbing up the not inconsequentially sized barrier during the middle of the night. I was a new company with few references and unlikely to take away contracts from the big corporates that dominated the market. But this car lot taught me a lesson. Just about any business will pay for security if there has been a recent incident at their site or close by. When an incident occurs, these potential clients aren't likely to shop around. They don't care that you are a small security startup. They will do business with you for two reasons. You are in the right place at the right time, and you provide a security product that both solves their pain point and is one that they can afford. Thus, the reason for my police scanner. As I patrolled, I kept an ear on the scanner and a log sheet next to me. When the police were called to respond to a break-in, vandalism, or worse, I wrote it down. I knew that within the next few days, much like the car lot, numerous businesses within the area of each occurrence had just become my prime client acquisition targets. I knew that they had a need, and I learned the art form of meeting that need in a way that they could afford. The art form of product design. I couldn't sell that car lot an on-site guard service. No matter how much they were hurting, they couldn't pay an officer to stay on their lot all night long. If I wanted their business, I had to design my product in a way that they could afford. A couple of nightly patrols, an alarm response, something that respected their budget. If I could design a security product for the small car lot, why couldn't I create a product for any type of other business? With smart product design, I could literally expand the pool of available potential clients from hundreds to thousands. Maybe it was a small business that could only afford a single vehicle patrol each night. I would find a way to make it work. And even though they only got one patrol, they still got my company's patrolled by sticker to put on their door and let everyone know that I was their security company. The sticker may have been more of a deterrence than the patrol, but I was in their area anyway. While I was there, why not pad my vehicle patrol route's profitability, even if it were just a single patrol? Perhaps it was a crummy apartment complex that both needed security and had to occasionally evict its tenants. Why not offer them with free private process service? Who better to serve papers than their patrol officer? If my patrol officer could both do their patrol and serve their papers, he would solve two of their pain points and save them money on process servers. To the extremely budget conscious, I would even be willing to patrol on nights when the security incidents were most likely, such as the weekend nights. No matter the security need or lack of budget, I could find a way to meet it. For example, I had great luck with smaller to mid-sized budget motels. They aren't able to pay for a full-time officer, but they could pay for several patrols each night. I could check on a night clerk, make sure he was safe, respond to his calls for assistance when needed, walk the corridors to ensure nothing was going on outside of the hotel rooms, do a double or even triple back patrol at 4 to 5:30 in the morning when vehicles were most likely to be vandalized. This solved the three foremost pain points of my hotel-motel clients. They feared for the safety of the night auditor, they needed to keep the drunks from doing stupid stuff in the open areas outside of their rooms, and they hated it when their guest woke up to find their cars vandalized, a major problem at hotels. I went above and beyond in ensuring that my officer would get out of the patrol car and physically walk the hallways and corridors. In fact, I bet my patrol officer did more patrols at our hotel clients than some of the competition's Sector 7G on-site officers who got paid to hang out in the lobby watching TV all night. Now that I had solved the pain points of my clients, they would give me a reference. This reference and my scanner sourcing were some of my tools for trying to leverage even more clients. When using this method to get hotel-motel clients, you or your officer should pay very special attention to the daybreak scanner traffic. You want to pick up on police responses to vehicle break-ins at hotels and motels in the morning. Wait a day or two, and this location becomes a prime target for acquisition. Best of all, it didn't take long before these references allowed me to compete for the regular on-site security contracts that the corporate security companies held. That's because my collection of vehicle patrol clients gave me confidence and a list of references that I could submit with my bid packages. I had a list of satisfied customers to prove that I was not a fly-by-night operation. This has been one of the client acquisition strategies detailed in the How to Get Clients for Your Private Security Agency ebook. Purchase the PDF from the Security Officer Network, and you can get a year's worth of free access to the Access Basic Private Security Customer Relationship Management System for free. Or buy the book from Amazon and send your receipt to the Security Officer Network at the email address below this video to claim your year of access. As I think back to those exciting days of the late 90s, I do with favorable thought. Art Bell eventually left the airways. Y2K was extremely overstated, and I'm pretty sure that Mel's bottomless pit, wasn't real. But I did learn a lot about getting inside the psyche of the security client, and I look forward to continuing to share these observations with you on this YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to keep following these client acquisition strategies, including the next video, how to source client activity even after your police department encrypts its radio traffic or automates its dispatches. Thank you for watching.